So, is using VR goggles to scale up your artwork cheating? The short answer is no. And the short answer is yes. Lately, I've been seeing a ton of artists strap on the VR headset to scale up their design, making it easier for anyone and everyone to break into the street art mural space. But does relying on that technology too much mean that you're skipping steps and cutting corners when it comes to the mural arts craft? That is what I want to break down today. So if you like this channel and want to support it, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So let's get to it. At its core, scaling up your work is just getting your design from point A to point B. It's taking a small design like on your iPad or sketchbook and blowing it up onto a massive surface like a brick wall, stucco, concrete, even a giant silo on a farm or a basketball court. And before VR came around, there were a few options. For the first was freehanding everything, which is what classically a lot of old school artists and like myself will like to do, especially when I'm working on these sort of organic elements in my design. There's also the classic grid method, which is squares. There's also pouncing, and there's projectors, which, let's be honest, face the exact same is it cheating debate when it first arrived. Personally, I use the Doodle grid, and that is my favorite method to use, and I'll drop a link to my full tutorial on how to do the Doodle grid, but that is something that I use all the time. But here's the reality. The ultimate goal isn't just to scale up your artwork, is to do it efficiently and effectively as humanly possible so that you're not stuck outside in the beating sun or bitter cold, balancing on scaffolding, burning diesel in the aerial lift, or on a construction site, or in an office space where you have limited amount of time. You want to get it done as fast as possible. You want to make sure that you're not having to erase mistakes, because erasing mistakes on a small canvas is easy. Doing it on a 3-story wall is absolutely a nightmare. Because of that, VR goggles is an absolutely a viable tool for you to have in the back pocket. You want to make sure you always have that as an available option. I personally use the MetaQuest 3. I recently had a project with the Department of Agriculture of Colorado where I had to paint a ton of separate portable panels. And each panel together made a full design, but each panel had to be sort of connected to the next panel, and it had to be exactly precise. So I used the VR goggles to get it done within 2 weeks. So the VR goggles absolutely was a lifesaver in that situation. On another recent mural, I went analog and used a mix of freehand and Doodle grid, but I could have easily used the MetaQuest 3 to speed it up, but I really like to make sure that I'm analog first. So where does the divide come in? Personally, I use VR goggles on projects when it's absolutely necessary. My first instinct is always to go freehand as much as I can. And why do I do that? Mainly because relying on technology too much creates a crutch that can completely stifle your artistic growth. Think about a DJ that doesn't know how to mix 2 songs together, basically transition, and they're only ever relying on AI to match the 2 songs together to make that transition. They completely miss out on small nuances and pacing that they need to become a better DJ. Or a singer who heavily relies on auto-tune to pitch correct their song, and they're not working on doing vocal exercises or learning to train their natural pitch. The struggle of getting from point A to point B manually is exactly where you develop that unique style, that signature look, your own technique. If I relied on VR from day one of me getting into the mural and street art space, I would have never learned a lot of the analog street art tricks, like physically using bricks or spray paint cans as measurements of units to build up a sort of a grid, or to make sure my work has symmetry. So when you rely on technology as your sole method, you're only cheating yourself. And think about this. What happens when there's no power, or the battery dies, or there's a glitch in the software, or you break your VR headset in the middle of scaling up your work? That's some nightmare. I always prepare myself to work as analog as possible just in case a nightmare scenario happened. Doing that, I instantly have trained my eyes to look at a wall and to be able to instantly analyze what's the best way to scale up my work. And here's a cool pro tip. When you're working on a mural, trying to figure out how to scale it up, and you're painting on standard cinder block or standard brick, you can use the grout line in between those bricks as a grid itself. So brick is about 8 inches by 3 inches, and cinder block is about 8 inches by 16 inches. You can use the grid system because those bricks are made to be basically consistent throughout the wall. You can use that to create a map for how you're going to scale up your design. I do it all the time. And sometimes it's not about the final result, it's about the journey on how you got there. Watching and experienced muralists, artists sketch out their work on a massive scale, you know, flawlessly creating the proportions and using an extension pole to kind of sketch everything out. That's mind-blowing. It shows pure skill and years of experience that has massively accumulated over time. And there is a massive level of artist to artist respect that comes with that. But I'm not necessarily going to look down on artists that exclusively, like I said, exclusively use VR or projectors for getting the job done, to scaling up their work, but I'm also not putting them in the same category as artists that can completely pull it off freehand. It's like comparing a ceramic artist forming a masterpiece pottery by hand to someone who uses a 3D ceramic printer. Both have value, but they're not the same. To me, it's all about how you're using technology to enhance your own ideas versus technology using you. And hear me clearly, at the end of the day, there are no rules in the art world. As the saying goes, it's art if you can get away with it. But I want to know what you think about this VR conversation. Is VR and projectors innovation, or is it a shortcut that hurts the actual craft? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, because I really like having these discussions with other artists so that we have a healthy arts community. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.